Marker. New world. Start. Go. What the fuck? There it goes. There we go. That swap. Go. Okay. Should be able to hear it. Should be able to hear me. Let me know if there's any issues. I haven't streamed this yet, so let me know if they be problems. I'll tell you what, going and working out before you have breakfast on Saturdays is tough. Good way to like burn all of your like stored active energy though. I mean like you just dragging the bottom of the barrel there for sure. So I don't know how all of the Twitch features work, but it's kind of cool that let's see, open session to subscribers and followers. So like right here, I may not be big enough to do this. And I think that's the problem. But like if we had more viewers and more of you guys were playing, we could actually start a session for like, I guess just us, which is really fucking cool. And then if like somebody I was following had a session, I could join them. So, pious, I want to do, I don't understand what that means. I'm not sure. I want to know what that means. Yeah, I didn't think it was, we'll play around with that a little bit later. I don't know. I know it's saying failed here. So that may just be because it's kind of interesting here. Like I said, I think it's because of my size, so which makes sense. I'm only a little bitty baby guy. Give me a sec to update my title real quick and my my game. There we go. Where is my dashboard? I selected the creator dashboard twice. Okay, there it goes. Stream info. Title. MSQ and crafting with a sprinkle of PvP. Alright, don't need that. New world. New world. There it goes. Those tags are appropriate. Click done.
Yellow.
Hey. Okay. Pyro, I'm having ribs for dinner. What are you having? I kind of pigged out for lunch on Popeye's nuggets. I still have like a whole box left, so for me, probably nothing major. Either leftover cornbread surprise or I don't know, maybe some chicken and rice.
You haven't finished that cornbread yet?
No, dude, like I would show you the pan that I make it in is like this big, right? So like a big circle. It's like a 14-inch skillet. And then, you know, I eat like a pizza slice version of it, but it's like this thick. So you get like, I put it in, I had that serving that night. I think I had 2 servings that night. And then I had 4 servings for saving. I put 2 in the freezer and then 2 I ate, and I've taken 1 out of the freezer during the week. I have 1 left in the freezer, and it's the biggest one. So I'll eat it probably tonight or tomorrow.
Dude, that thing's like 3 weeks old.
It's no, I made it last weekend, and it's been in the freezer.
Oh, you made a new one. Okay.
Yeah, no, not that one.
It's
Not that.
3 weeks old.
Jesus Christ. All right, so let me, since you guys are in here, let me go over the basics of how the game works, and I can show you all everything. So you have 9, 10, 11 different weapon types, right? And each of those weapon types have 2 different trees each, and each of those trees have active skills, and I believe you're capable of playing around with both tree, right? So, but like for instance, Swordmaster has Defender and Swordmaster, so you can either be a defensive oriented or PV or a damage oriented. Rapier, Blood and Grace, Hatchet. Now this is kind of cool. You have like a Berserker ability, and then you have like throwing axes. Do I still have the throwing axe on me? I do. Check this out. I love the animation on this. Watch this. I like how you just flip the axe out. Now, with this, the aiming is 100% real. So, there's even a little bit of a drop there. You get bonuses for headshots. So, if you're actually a good aim guy, you have that. They also have muskets. So, and it's just like a first-person shooter. So again, with this, the cool thing about the tree here, Weapon Mastery Musket, there's 2 different trees. Again, you have trappers. So if you want to have traps and things like that to slow people who might be pursuing you, I went with DPS, but like right here, on successful headshot, granted power increases all musket shot damage by 10% for 5 seconds. This one right here, critical reload, landing 3 headshots within 5 seconds of each other grants an instant reload. When you hit with power shot, gain in power, causing additional attacks to deal 10% for 5 seconds. So you got all these like cool ways to like load up headshot damage until you get down to the end where you get your ultimate ability and whatnot. Magic, you've got Fire Mage, Pyromancer, Life is healing and then buffing. The Ice Gauntlets, I don't know much about. I've seen one once, but I haven't utilized it. There's also a bow, spears. They can be thrown or used as kind of like a Leonidas thing, I think. I think these can be thrown. Yeah, throw your spear. This is the throwing setup. I don't know if it's the same as axe though. Like you can just hold right click and go into it. Great Axe right now is supposedly Great Axe and Warhammer are supposedly the OP build at the moment, running both of those. Because Great Axe apparently has like a range closer. Yeah, charge, I guess. And then I have no idea what Hammer has. But these skills are all, it's like Ultima Online, they're 100% based on getting kills and doing stuff with that weapon. So you change your weapon, you change your character. It's as easy as that. And you can have 2 weapons equipped at any time, so you can have a melee, have a ranged, whatever you want. The only kind of drawback here is there are some attributes, and the attributes kind of limit you to an extent. So for instance, you'll see right here, there's these little circles as you go through. These little circles are kind of like breaking points where you get a benefit based on those points spent. So for instance, I have 50 points spent in strength. Out of those, 37 are spent from skills, 3 are from equipment, and 10 are from item buffs. And I don't know the difference between equipment and item buffs, but once I hit 50, I gain 5% damage to melee weapon, light attacks, and 10% to mining speed. If I were to get to 100, it gives you more encumbrance and more damage, etc., etc., as you work your way down. Now, you'll see sword and shield is right here. And if you come down here, it's also right here. So the damage scales with both of these stats. So you kind of want to balance where you're at, and it seems to be about 1-to-1, give or take. The gear kind of trips things up, so I'm not sure on the actual stat numbers, but you can see right now I do 233 with something I'm really spec'd into, and then the musket, it's spec'd into dex and it's spec'd into intelligence. I have no intelligence, so I'm a little bit less with this, but I think some of that has to do with gear score, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I don't quite understand how critical it would be to have both stats, because these are fairly comparable. Fairly comparable when I'm strength and dex focused and I have 0 intelligence. But every time you level, you get to twink around with this. You can refund this for free up to level 20. Once you hit level 20, it starts costing you money. Trade skills. There are a absolute shit ton of trade skills in this game. Absolute shit ton. And you can basically make everything. It tells you what type of workshops you need to do, whatever it is you're wanting to do. And everything is broken into crafting, gathering, and refining. So obviously the crafting or the gathering stuff is where you get your basic raw materials. Refining is where you refine them into usable crafts, and then crafting is where you actually take the usable materials and throw them into something. Each one of them has their own levels, and there's a lot that goes into that as well. Achievements, I haven't really looked into these. It looks broken at the moment. It wasn't broke yesterday. They kind of come in and go, but it's in closed beta, so kind of expecting some issues to happen with that. So one of the other really cool things, let's show you the entire map here. This is the entire game. Okay, so it doesn't feel that big, but to give you an idea, we're about, I guess I'd say we're about in the middle of the map. So if I were to put this marker here, will let me see that marker on the map? It will. That marker is 5 kilometers south. So from where I'm at the middle of the map to the bottom is 5 kilometers. And then this is up top. Let's turn back around. That's about 4 kilometers. So the entire map is about 10 kilometers by maybe 10 kilometers, give or take. It's pretty decent sized. And it's actually a little annoying at times because there is a lot of walking. One of the main quests revolves around you coming over here and talking to this old man, and you have to constantly go back to that spot over and over and over again, and then you have to walk like 2 miles up here and then come back and then go up here and then come back. And there is a fast travel system, but when you first start you don't quite have the funding to do it. You'll notice right here it says fast travel. It's 73 out of 790. I feel like these numbers should be reversed, but what they're saying is it costs 73 and you have 790. You get these for doing quests, and you get them for doing certain kills and certain monsters. And it's, when you first start off, it's hard to get those, and then as you get up into like your 20s, you start getting enough to where you can pretty much teleport everywhere. But you do have to hit a place first to be able to teleport there, right? So it's not just one of those things that you can right off the bat TP around. Another cool thing is territory standings. As you do quests for specific areas, the main town, so like for instance, this is Brightwood. This entire outlined area here is Brightwood, okay? So that's a town. This whole purple area, not the one below it, but just hopefully you can see that outline. That's the entire area. In that entire area, you can get a set of buffs. So for instance, in First Light, I have a decrease in taxes, I have a 13% increased gathering speed, I have reduced crafting fees, more EXP gain, and more standing gain. And as you build these up, they get fairly substantial. Like I'm at level 10, you can see there's still quite a bit of room to go. Quite a bit. Some of these benefits later on can even include like a drastic housing discount. Your first house in the area will cost you drastically less. I'm not quite sure what all is involved with housing yet. I can't quite afford one, but they seem to be pretty cool. And they're in like the big cities, like right off the main pass. You can see your house right there. So I don't know if like I buy a house, if nobody else can buy that house, if everybody can share the same house. I'm not quite sure how it works. One of the other cool features is if you've ever played Rift, there's a very similar mechanic in this game. Right here you'll see that there is a corrupted portal. It tells you the recommended level and the recommended number of players. And then from these portals, these corrupted hives and monoliths seem to spawn. So in places where there's like maybe not a lot of people, you'll notice this like infection can spread throughout the entire zone. And it gets really nasty, especially when they start overtaking some of these teleportation spots, which for some reason I am not showing right now. Huh. There we go. Yeah. So this is like a teleportation spot. It's a spirit shrine. You can teleport to it. These are towns and hamlets. You also have forts. Forts are PvP areas. I'm not quite sure how the conquest system works, but like for instance, this is a settlement. This is a fort. So this area is owned by the green people. This up here is the purple fort. They own it, so the whole area is purple. So as time goes on, you can see like the yellow people own the bottom, green people own the middle, and purple people are actually kind of spreading out. We have the most territory of anybody in the game at the moment. This is new. We didn't before. I'm not sure when this happened. And I don't know what level this zone is. It's level 35. Okay. So that's the basics there. You have a whole guild system that you can set up. It was a little bugged earlier in the day, or earlier this week, but it seems to be functioning now. We have a guild up at the moment. Well, me and JJ both actually have a guild up because I couldn't create one for the longest time, so he made one and I made one. We were both off, like we were both playing without each other. So, but all of the guilds are based on your faction. So there are 3 factions. There's the Marauders, there's the Syndicate, and then there's like the Holy Order or something. And what it basically comes down to is there's the Religious Zealots, there's the Syndicate, which are kind of, they're just out for knowledge, they don't give a shit. And then you have the Marauders, which are basically, they're like the bandits. So none of the 3 really seem to be better than the other than, I mean, I guess the only ones that would be clear good guys maybe would be the Religious Zealots, but I don't know. So anyways, from there, you pick a side, and once you've picked your side, let me pull that back up. Trying to see if I can even pull that up. You may not be able to. Yeah, I don't think I can do anything with the faction menu. No. There are faction missions that you can get. Usually there's 3. Let's see, can I get back to the town? I don't want to waste. Yeah, I can head back there and show you guys. We got a quest to turn in anyway. So this will show you the fast travel system. You do have an inn that you can recall to every 60 minutes, which is a bit of a pain in the ass because it's every 60 minutes. Once you're in the town, there's a lot that goes into the towns, which is pretty cool in my opinion. Like I said, you can own land here. So like you'll just walk up to one of these buildings. Let's see if I can find one for you. I don't think this is one. No, we need one. This looks like one. Yeah. So like right here. This house is 5,000. It requires 15 Everfall standing. And if you want to purchase it, you just press T and you know, you can fast travel to your house, you have trophy slots, and you can see the discount that you're getting and all of the stuff. And then you can preview the house, which will actually let you go into the house, look around, take a look, etc., etc. We don't have that kind of money at the moment, I don't think. I think we're still at like 2K? Yeah, 2.5K. The houses start at like 1,000 and work their way up to 10,000. And it seems to be the closer they are to the outside of town, the cheaper, or the more expensive they are. Yeah, that one's 5K, this one's 10K, this one's big. This one is 7,500 and etc., etc. So let me show you the syndicate real quick, which is the faction I'm part of. It's the purple people, which is why we're the purple holdings. Let's see where. This is the warehouse. You can store everything you want in the warehouse. This right here is the, nope, wrong one. This here. This here is the city. So, cities are cumulative. So, like, if you take over the city, you start at tier 2, I believe it is, or maybe it's even tier 1. And then you have to do these missions to upgrade it, and you'll see these points are full. Somebody should be using these points to continue to upgrade the place. Now, if we come to the town hall, you can over here see the territory expansion and planning board, and you can see they're working on upgrading. Yeah, right now they're working on the smelting tier, and you can see what the costs are for the individual shops. So if you want to upgrade the wood shop to tier 3, you can do that, and you can see the level of the town here as it progresses all the way up to capital. And it looks like you can have 3 upgrades here. I think that's 3 upgrades at once. So yeah, it's saying there's a cooldown, so you're not able to add another one yet, which is kind of interesting. I'm also curious why this is 103% but still has 7 hours and 32 minutes to go. So I'm not quite sure how that works, but you can see like the fort as well has its own emplacements. You have all of these different weapons and stuff you can do. So now each of those upgrades have material costs and point costs. So when we come out here again, you can see in the top right is the upgrading the smelter to tier 4. So that's all the stuff that they need. They're already at 3,000 to 3,000 points. So top right, if they wanted to upgrade the hard point to tier 2, which is, I believe, the local castle, then you have to do these missions, and these missions will give you points, and you can see we're at 3,005 to 3,000. So both of those are done. I don't know what improve lifestyle is. Town upkeep, I believe that's one of those things that like you have to do, like your guild or your faction has to do a certain number of quests a day to maintain what you've built, and that gets harder and harder as you go. So let's go to the faction stuff. All right, so this is the faction board, and on the faction board there's a lot of stuff, so we'll kind of go over everything. I don't know what the territory influence is, but you can see that we've taken over everything. So there's no green or yellow influence here. We own this place full and clear. It's uncontested. So you can see right here, completing this will give me 272 faction. So right now I'm at 3,000, and it'll give me 335 coins. So I just click this, and both my numbers increased, right? I can pick this back up again if I want. These are the PvE missions, right? So there's no PvP required. These are the PvP missions. So if you do the bottom ones, you're running a risk of, you know, bumping into people. But you'll notice the rewards are drastic, well, not drastically, but they're about double for the most part. So doing the bottom ones will get you there faster than doing the top ones. Each of these tiers is basically a level tier. So 2 is level 25, 3 I'm assuming is level 35, 4 is 45, 5 is 55. So, yeah, the middle one's very, very close, but the first and the last one, you know, you can. Also, you have to look at it. You have to look at it aggregately, right? So if I do these 3 total, I'm going to make 6, 7, 850. If I do these 3 total, I'm going to make 8, 9, 10, 11, about 1250, 1270. So it's a significant number if you're doing them in batches. Not only that, but you want to do them together. So for instance, if you're running the bottom one, you don't want to do the top ones. And the reason why is when you do a PvP mission, all of the PvP missions are kind of, you have to be in PvP mode until you turn the missions in, right? So if you die, you fail all the PvP quests. So you want to do the PvP quests, go out, or pick them up, do them, come back and turn them in. And then you can do the other ones. If you don't want to PvP, just do the other quests and you don't have to worry about it. But if you pick these up, know that you have to be in PvP mode from the time you leave town till the time you come back and turn it in. And if you don't turn, or if you die, you lose them all. So it's best to do these kind of as a group or early morning. These points open up a guild shop, and there's multiple levels here. So I'm a scriber now. So with a scriber, I'm capable of buying better gear now. So you can see right here, let's see, each of the, let's see, where is it? So this is scriber leggings. This is intelligence and focus. So this is more for a caster than it is for me. So let's see, this one right here, that's intelligence and focus. Headwear, intelligence and focus. So here's dexterity and con. Strength and con. So you have to look at what you're buying before you buy it, so you make sure that you buy the right set. There's usually 2 to 3 sets. And you want to make sure you get the right one. So if you buy the wrong set, you're getting the wrong stats and you're bumping the wrong damage. But you can literally get every weapon, every damage type, etc., from here if that's what you want to do. And then again, like I said, each tier goes up with each rank that you go here, with the final rank being the alchemist. And I don't know if there's tiers beyond this. Like with crafting, I don't know how the top end stuff goes. So I've just been doing the this armor because it's just a little bit easier to do. But there is obviously crafted gear and all that stuff too if you like. So yeah, you spend your points here on these. You do have a cap on reputation, so you want to be careful that you don't get stuck doing these missions, because I ended up doing all of these and capping out at 3,000 reputation when I was level 12. So I had to grind out another 9 levels before I could do the promotion quest. I mean, you can do the promotion quest whenever you can, but the promotion quest does require you to kill a level 27 monster. Now, you can kill that with friends, which is what I did. I killed it at level 19 or 20 with about 8 other people because everybody needed it, so they just rushed it all down, which worked out fine. But if I hadn't had those people, fighting that Moss would have been pretty rough. So since we're here, we're going to go ahead and start looking at the gear set. So that's strength and constitution. I think I am going to go with strength and con. Which is funny because the gear score on this... Oh, that's because we're looking at the same fucking thing. Durr. Here we go. Okay, that's dexterity and con. Is there a strength and con? Here we go. Now you'll notice right there, level 25. So the first tier of gear requires you to be level 15, second tier 25, third tier 35, fourth tier 45, fifth tier 55. Do you remember the prep screen of black Box to not give my stuff away for later.
Oh yeah, for his IP and stuff. You gotta make sure you hide that.
I can do that before stream. I know what he's wanting to do. Yeah, I can cover that up by tweeting it out for everyone. Not a problem.
Much appreciated. Thanks.
World is under maintenance. What the fuck, man? My world's broke.
It's all those closed beta hackers.
Sad. Is it literally my server?
Yeah.
It looks that way.
What the fuck, man? Well, they've got kind of a cool system here too. I wanted to show you guys. Like for instance, Arcadia Ida is the world set. It's a selection of worlds that are actually one world that can expand and contract based on the needs. So like this one's high, this one's 2 or medium, this one's low. So they can continue to expand that one world with different servers as needed, and then as they're no longer needed, they can shrink them down, which is pretty cool. Sad face. So what do y'all think of... Let me go ahead and do my marker real quick. Marker, end of a new world. What did y'all think of the game from what I showed?
I mean, it's a lot of menus.